What's up, you guys? It's your girl G here. It's literally 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all. I'm out here on my way to the doctor's office, and I wanted to come and talk to y'all real fast about Real Housewives of New York. So y'all just bear with me while I'm on the road again. New York gave us a pretty good episode. The girls are trying to, I guess, have Jenna be the crash test dummy. Y'all know every season or episode they gotta pick who's gonna be the target, and I guess this time Jenna's the target. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the episode. So we open up with Sai and Ubah. Ubah is finally back. She's been on quarantine because she had the 19. And so basically Sai's filling her in on the details. They were talking about shopping, and Ubah was like, a lot of people think as a model, shopping is just fun, and it's like, it's really not, because as a model, people are dressing me like I don't really know how to dress. Like, it's like I need help. But Sai, that jumper was actually super cute. But yeah, so Sai basically is filling Ubah in, and she's like, yeah, right now, Aaron's mad at Brynn because she was kind of like flirting with her husband at the party, and so they got into it at the wreath making party, and so they're kind of beefing right now. And then she was like, and then Aaron is mad at me as well because I left her party early. She was like, I was hungry. And so I didn't say nothing. She's like mad at me because I didn't say bye to her or nothing. And Ubah was like, girl, that was wrong. And Sai basically was like, I don't care. Sai, you know you were wrong. Like, come on, Sai. Like, stop playing. Especially with how you were like getting on Jenna in the Hamptons. At the bare minimum, like, it's just general respect. And when Aaron brought it up, it shouldn't have been a big thing to be like, you know what, girl, I was hungry, but you know what, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. But Sai didn't want to do that. I feel like Sai is taking the wrong approach when it comes to this with Real Housewives of New York. I feel like she thinks in her mind she has to play not the mean girl, but the girl that's like, the nonchalant, like, I don't give an attitude. And it's like, that's not really what you have to do, Sai. Like, that's not really like necessarily the move. And Sai, the way Sai's acting is just not it for me. But yeah, so Sai's like, girl, I didn't care. It was like, girl, that was kind of wrong. Like, you should have said something. And then so Sai also starts bringing up how Jenna at the party once again gave out some gifts, and she's like, I don't know if Jenna's wanting us to post, if she's wanting us to use this as marketing. Like, I'm not viewing these the sun. I'm not viewing these things that she's giving us as like genuine from the heart. And I'm confused as to why these ladies feel like what Jenna's doing is wrong. Y'all do understand that y'all are on Bravo, right? The whole point is to get your name and business out there. Like, I'm not mad at Jenna. That's what we're supposed to be doing, heifers. Like, if I see an opportunity to plug something, call me the electrician. I'll plug it in, like the freak. And so the ladies seem to be using Jenna as the pin cushion. She's getting a lot of flack. And I think it's because she is the most reserved one, kind of quiet, non-confrontational. So it's easy to make women like Jenna the target. But yeah, so moving on. Speaking of Jenna, she goes with her brother to the Rockefeller, I guess center of New York. Y'all, Jenna got money. To hear that she is like the coordinator for Rockefeller, that heifer got money. Okay, not money, but money. Which is why she ain't got no problem, being bitch, I got money to fly first class on a private plane if I really wanted to. But like Jenna, we'll talk about that later when I'm thinking about Jenna, flying coach. But nonetheless, she's like, I really appreciate, Jenna is really serious and really puts the action behind, diversity and, and making things different around, just in general, hiring women of color, just minorities, things like that. So yeah, she was talking to her brother and everything about that, and just, getting to know the ladies and whatnot. She also has as y'all remember, she has this like the autoimmune deficiency or just a genetic disease that causes, I didn't know it was as bad as it was. Like, it actually caused her to lose her teeth, y'all. So she loses teeth, she's losing hair, her skin, like it's a whole thing. So she ends up having surgery, and she finally got the top of her mouth done. So Aaron comes over, being nice, brings butternut squash soup. White people, when's the last time you heard black people eat butternut squash soup? Okay, so she comes over, basically checks on her, everything. Jenna's very appreciative. She kind of like lets her know what happened, or like how she's still feeling about the ladies. And it's like, Brynn, she's just not understanding like why Brynn can't see why she's upset. Brynn, you another one. You and Sai was on some bull at that wreath party. It wasn't a big deal to sit there and say, like, we understand, Brynn, you might not mean nothing by it, but it doesn't matter if, you still hurt somebody. Like, somebody else still has the right to feel upset. You were a little inappropriate at the party, Brynn. Like, you were, like, joking about stuff like that. Like, it definitely crosses a line. Like, you was definitely tiptoeing with that line of like what was appropriate to be saying to somebody's husband, joking about divorce and leaving, and you're not really married, and like it was a lot, Brynn. So all you really had to say was, girl, I be joking, I don't mean nothing by it, I'm sorry that I offended you if you felt bad or some certain type of way. Like, that's how that goes. So yes, Aaron and Brynn keep having kind of like these head-butting moments. So then they talk about going to Anguilla, and she's like, yeah, Anguilla, I wasn't gonna go. Like, I was nervous about going at first, but I'm just gonna go ahead. It's vacationing, and we'll bring good energy. And so Jenna's like, yeah, I'm gonna go a couple of days earlier. She's like, why? And she was like, well, like, I just, want to tan. She's like, I'm very insecure about my skin, y'all. She constantly brings up her skin. I really think it is a huge insecurity for Jenna. And she talks about her confessional, basically how, she's an older woman around younger women. So she is on national TV. So I'm sure she's probably hyper aware of it, because it's like, oh my God, I'm on national TV with these young women whose skin is like perfect, and like, it's only when you're like, Jessel had the same kind of like trigger response, because when she got that lingerie, she was like, oh my God, it feels so ugly. Like, she kept going on and on about it because of her insecurities. Like, oh my God, I feel ugly, this is a Christmas tree, da-da-da-da. Like, when you're on national TV, it only makes you think about the things you don't like about yourself a lot more, because you feel like that's what the camera's gonna pick up on. And so she's like, I want to, go tan, so I feel, comfortable, be on the beach with you guys, yada yada. And in the text message, she was like, yeah, girl, they were talking about you being a diva, low key. And she was like, well, and she had the ice pack on her mouth. She's like, I shouldn't say this. Well, I should. And she finally was like, but although I do want to tan, I also don't want to fly coach. And Aaron is like, well, bitch, I don't want to fly coach. Like, let me fly with you. She was joking. See, Jenna, I would have threw that shit right back in Aaron's face. In Anguilla, when she tried to throw your ass under the bus. But Jenna, I know in your mind you don't want to seem like pretentious and bougie and, out of touch, and things like that. But girl, you've earned the right to be bougie, out of touch. This is what we come and watch y'all for on Real Housewives. We want to see the bougie shit. Like, we want to see a girl who ain't got no shame in the fact that, bitch, I live well, okay? I worked hard, earned my money, and bitch, I live well, and I have the right to live off of, the spoils of my riches. So if I have the means to go early and fly business, and then I get to kill two birds with one stone, like, own up to it. But I think Jenna was just so concerned with feeling like people were gonna like call her pretentious and things like that, or call her like bougie, that she felt like she didn't want it to be a negative thing, like, oh, she's out of touch, and the rest of the world, they love, some poor folks, some broke folks, they like shaming rich people for the life that they live. Like, oh my God, you shouldn't be doing that right now when people are suffering. Well, I'm sorry y'all live this way. Like, what else do you want me to do about it? Like, I'm supposed to not live good because there's broke people in the world? Like, that doesn't do nothing for nobody. So I just wish Jenna would have just stood in it, basically. So Jessel, she's over there with Pavi getting ready, and he basically like, I want to go to Vietnam. She's like, why? He was like, I want to buy me. She was like, you can get a buy me all around New York. What the freak? And he wants to go for like 3 or 5 days or something like that. And I'm like, Vietnam? Like, did this got another family in Vietnam? Because anytime dudes just be randomly trying to take trips places, you gotta look at them with your good eye, because niggas is slick, okay? They be having multiple families out here. So he's like, well, why you going to Anguilla? She's like, because I'm going on a trip. What do you mean? But what was super funny, I don't know if y'all caught it, when Jessel was looking at that lingerie, she was like, it's actually not as bad as I thought. Like, I don't know why I was tripping, but she's like, it's actually kind of cute. Oh, yeah, looky there. I just thought that was real funny. So Brynn, she has her brother, they meet up in LA. I think he was like in Korea or something like that, and they go hiking. And, they basically just talk about Brynn's childhood a little bit more, basically, how it was them both, being together in that situation, and, how it kind of affected their lives in general. And, the brother talks about, they had each other, it was a good thing that they had each other, but, definitely dealing with the fact that, first of all, Brynn's dad did what most of you niggas do when y'all F up with y'all's family, y'all's kids especially. Y'all want to be on y'all's y'all's deathbed, and then want to come repent, because y'all want to try and get right with the law, and, get right with everybody, so you got a chance to see them pearly gates, and y'all be waiting too long. So yeah, she was with her brother, and basically just kind of talked about how, like, he's like, how are you doing? I see how you living and stuff. And she was like, yeah, well, I'm single, got no kids. Like, I want to travel so I can pick up and go when I want to go. And that's why, it's so crazy when people just talk about, like, people who have kids or people who don't have kids, and constantly trying to rush them into getting married and having kids. And, of course, that box that society tries to put you in, you need to be married and have kids. And it's like, but you really trying to put me in this box because you mad I get to do what you don't do, which is get up when I want to get up and go. Like, that is a luxury. That is a thing it's very underappreciated, the ability to not have to worry about somebody else. Like, I don't think people really realize that until, like, they got kids and a husband and a wife, and it's like, oh snap, like, dang, like, I can't do what I really want to like that, And so Brynn is battling, because it's like, I'm 36, no kids, but I do want to get married, and I think she does want to have kids. A part of her does want to have kids, but I think she's scared, one, because of obviously maybe like either picking being a bad man or repeating the pattern or feeling stuck. She was like, that's basically what happened. She was like, she gets anxiety. She's like, basically, I want to skip the engagement process. Like, she just wants to be married, like, and married and kids. And it's like, Brynn, unfortunately, it don't work that way. I need you to go to therapy and figure it out. But like the brother said, like, but when, if you do want those things, when are you gonna like do it? And that's the thing, Brynn. Like, I think she's battling of like, I'm sure she's always told herself, like, when I have kids, you know, like, I'm never gonna do to them what, I'm gonna be a good parent. I'm never gonna do to them what, you know, my parents did to me. I'm gonna make sure my kids feel love. And I think she has that love that she wants to give out to something, you know, to somebody. But it scares her. And so, which is why she ran from those engagements. Like, the minute something starts feeling too real or too, like, permanent, she's like, I start overthinking and I freak out. She's like, I would have been divorced 3 times by now, you know? Basically, because her and her brother can admit, like, we got issues, you know? So yeah, basically, Brynn was just talking about, like, you know, her backstory, her grandma, and it was just hard. Her grandma passed away, and then her dog passed away. Brynn, my dog just passed away the other day. I know that pain. It is rough. It is very rough losing a pet. If you're a pet owner, drop down in the comments. You understand it. People, if you get it, you get it. If you know, you know. Those who get it, get it. So yeah, moving on. Erin basically was talking to her husband about the trip, and, you know, getting along with the ladies and whatnot. I feel like there's something else I'm missing. I think not, maybe then. So all the girls and everything, they are getting ready for the trip, you know, meeting up at the airport, and they flash into Jenna already being in Anguilla, walking on the beach and everything. And so, of course, all the ladies are just kind of like, you know, in their minds thinking about Jenna. And so they, you know, make it to Anguilla, and the Airbnb is beautiful, y'all, just beautiful. Very Grecian, Saint-Tropez type. And so they get there, and they're, you know, just sitting down talking, and so they start bringing up everything about, like, they're excited on the trip. And Erin basically brings up to the girls, they're like, oh, when is Jenna supposed to get here? After the rooms and everything, everybody picked their rooms. That one room that Jessa had with the tub, it was just so gorgeous. But they gave Jenna the shitty room because she was already there. She was last to be at the house. So when they go outside and just start drinking and talking and everything, Erin was like, girls, yeah, let me tell you. Jenna basically was like, she didn't want to fly coach. And everybody was like, ugh, like, really? And of course, Sai spoke up the loudest to my, oh my God, really? That's what you're doing? And I think that's the response that Jenna in her mind was trying to avoid. People looking at her like, oh my God, like, you're that pretentious that you can't fly coach type situation. And Jenna's like, bitch, I'm old, I'm 60, and I got long ass legs, like, I'm 6 foot tall. If you bitch don't get off my back, like, she need to stand in it. Like, Jenna, you really could get these hoes up off you if you just stand in your shit for real. But she's anti-conflict. She does not do well with, you know, confronting people. But I didn't like how Erin, she kind of said it real jaded based when she delivered the news to the girls about Jenna. I was like, Erin, you sneaky bitch. So now all of them just sitting there talking about Jenna like, oh my God, she's a diva. She never wants to share with us. You know, we can't find out nothing about her life. You know, Brynn starts going in on Jenna like, oh my God, Jenna just reminds me of all the, you know, the type of, you know, older people in New York. Like, they're so fake. Like, yeah, they give you gifts, but they want something in return. Like, they just remind me of that old New York, like the elite of New York. Like, it's just like, she just had it out for Jenna. And well, it's funny though, when they all sat down to eat, Sai was like, yes, I ordered a chef. I ordered, you know, a cook. Erin, bitch, I got food here. Sai is gonna be on Erin's ass about having some food out of location. vacation, okay? But I appreciate it, because when we go on vacation, I need the food to be ready. I need to wake up to breakfast. I appreciate it, Sai. She had the food on deck, all right? Got people out here having to run the Publix and shit. But yeah, so they're all just sitting down at the table, just shit talking to Jenna basically at this point. Like, oh my God, you know, she wants to talk about her disease, but I don't know anything about it because she never tells us. She's not vulnerable with us. She never wants to tell us anything. And Jenna, she finally walked in. Jenna had a glow about her. She's like, I had a massage. Like, I'm such in a good mood. You know, I'm ready to finally hang out with the ladies. Jenna doesn't do like the girls trip stuff. She doesn't hang out with, you know, a group of women. Like, she said that, which is why it was uncomfortable for her first at the Hamptons. Like, Jenna, you can tell clearly is like kind of like a loner wolf and just has very few friends that she really like F's with like that. So she knows the type of person she is. She wanted to be in a good mood for the trip and not feel like I have to think about my skin and be in a bad mood thinking about that, you know. So she took her ass up to Anguilla a few days earlier and, you know, got to feeling good about herself, had a massage, and is prepped to be with the girls. But little does she know, she walking into a massacre. So Jenna walks in, y'all, beautiful. That dress, the way her back was out, it was just so gorgeous. The way it was hanging, like, Jenna looks so nice. So she walks in and says hey to the ladies, and she says hey to the ladies, and they're all like hey or whatever. She sits down and she's like, what y'all doing, what y'all talking about? And Sai was like, girl, you. Sai was like, you. And she was like, what? Like, what do you mean? And she was like, girl, we heard you don't like flying coach. And Jenna was like, what? Like, who told you that? And Sai straight up was like, Aaron. And Aaron kind of looked like, like with a smile. And I would have been like, if I was Jenna, I'd be like, well, Aaron, did you tell them how you wanted to fly business class too? How you wanted to fly with me? Like, girl, this is how you gotta be on Real Housewives, Jenna. You gotta be ready to get with the shits with these ladies, okay? Because they find any reason to, you know, to cause a beef or whatever. Like, you gotta be ready to get with it, Jenna. So yeah, I would have clapped back at Aaron so fast. Like, did you tell them how you wanted to come with me? So yeah, she started making up just all types of stories of, well, you know, I wanted to get here early because, you know, my skin, and then I couldn't come here on another day because I couldn't make it to Miami. You know, my friend, she just got a puppy, and everybody's listening like, oh my God, like, Jenna. Brynn's like, I don't like people like that. Like, a whole bunch of stories that just don't make sense, essentially. Like, you telling me a whole bunch of nothing, basically, bitch. And so, and then they were talking about how Jenna, like, Brynn's like, I just hate feeling like a bully because she does this, like, little baby bird talk. And it's like, bitch, I need to fight somebody in my weight class. That's why I need to fight somebody in my weight class. Like, I feel bad, like, beating up on this lady. And so, yeah, like, Brynn, Aaron, Sai, they all start coming for Jenna. And Jenna really should have backed them hoes up off her. Like, what y'all want me to do about it? Like, I fly business. Y'all see these long ass legs? Like, I don't care. Like, that's how you really could have put a kibosh in it, like, for real, Jenna. But like I said, she's anti-conflict, and she just doesn't want to look bad being like, oh, the rich bitch. But no, be that rich bitch. Like, if there's ever a time to do it, Jenna, like, it's on this show. Like, that's what we come here for. We love stuff like that. A girl who got money and sits in it, like, bitch, I make money and I'ma spend it, okay? I'm trying to think if anything else, like, how else it ended. I feel like, did Sai say something else? Brynn basically, yeah, Brynn basically, I feel like, yeah, Brynn basically was going at Jenna, like, and then, like, you keep giving us gifts, and, like, we don't even know if it's real. They feel like, oh my God, like, what what you want us to do with it, like kind of fake situation. But yeah, that's kind of where the episode ended. So yeah, you guys, y'all feel like Jenna should have just owned up to not wanting to fly Coach? And do you guys feel like Aaron was shady for delivering the news, delivering the info like that to the other ladies? And what do you guys think about Brynn? Do you guys feel like Brynn wants to get married, or is she just struggling, maybe accepting that she doesn't? And what is y'all opinion on Sai? Like, what do y'all guys think about Sai? The jury's still out on Sai for me. But yeah, you guys, Housewives of New York, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you stopped by. Tell me what you think, and I'll catch you next time.